Alright, so in this lesson of our tutorial we're going to try and close out our model here and see if we can't go ahead and finish up the rest of our iPhone. So let's go ahead and bring our faces back up here and let's start working on our home button. So we're just going to come down here to what is our iPhone insert body here, and we're just going to go ahead and grab that entire edge, and we're just going to go ahead here and just hit extrude, and we'll scale it in a little bit, and we're just going to go ahead and start pushing this in. And I'm just checking here with like a side-ish view so that I can see if I can draw it in and extrude it in enough there, as you can see. So let's do this another time, and I'm just trying to add the right amount of resolution as well. Okay, and now that we have that basically pushed in, let's just come up here to mesh and let's fill the hole here. Okay, and we'll come over here to our polygon shelf, grab our split polygon tool, just draw out some edges, and I'm just going to draw this out in a way that it's going to leave us with quad geometry. Okay, so now let's just grab all these faces that we just drew. Okay, just making sure that I don't select anything that I don't want there. Okay, let's just go ahead here and extract that. Deselect our iPhone insert body. Let's go ahead and scale this down a little bit here. Okay, and let's also select the border edge here on the insert body, and I want to go ahead and just to simply extrude this in again so that I can add an edge loop here so I can maintain that resolution fairly well. Okay, so let's grab our insert edge loop tool, just draw an edge there, and that way it's going to maintain its shape. But you can also see that this isn't smoothing correctly on the one side here, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple extra edge loops here, and I'll go ahead and straighten that out with the scale tool, and just hit G to repeat my last tool used, and now you can see that that's scaling and smoothing properly. Okay, so let's go back to working on our home button here, and we just need to go ahead and scale this down a little bit, and we'll select the border edge of this, and we'll just go ahead and scale this in, or push this in. Okay, and now you can see that we have that sort of rounded and beveled edge there, and I just want to go ahead and add an edge loop there so that it's going to smooth a lot better there. Okay, and now we're going to come up here and work on our front speaker. So let's just duplicate one of these little speaker grates or dust grates, and we'll just come over here and try and place this properly here, and we just need to go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees in the X direction. Okay, let's just come up here and move this up, and I'm just going to go ahead and try and place this of where I think it's going to be, but I'm going to have to move this once I start making my extrudes on this hole, which we're going to go ahead and do now. So let's just double select and click, or select the entire edge there, and we're going to go ahead and scale here. So I'm just going to use my scale tool, and I'll just try and get this in properly, and we'll just go ahead and basically try to scale that in a way that it's going to give us a little bit of a beveled edge. So let's go ahead here and go in again. Okay, and I'll just scale it one more time, and it looks like it should be deep enough. Maybe push it back just a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and extrude again, and we're just going to go out. And if you can look on the inside portion of the iPhone, you can see where I'm scaling out here. Okay, then I'm going to extrude back, and I'm doing this so I can get a very light sensitive model, so it's going to be light tight and there's not going to be any sort of issues whenever we go to render this. and like light's not actually going to be passing through objects that are in the model. Okay, so let's come up here to mesh, and we're going to go ahead and fill the hole. And now we just need to, with our split polygon tool, we'll just need to go ahead and draw out some edge loops here. Okay, and let's go ahead and grab our split polygon tool here. And we're going to draw out some edge loops. And let's continue to do this. And I'm just going to draw it out in a quadrated manner. Okay, just trying to make sure that I draw it out in a way that it's going to be quad geometry. And there you can see where it's going to be fine. So let's go ahead and draw in some extra edge loops here, just so that this, is going to hold its shape. And we need to go ahead and draw out the bevel here, just so that we have a solid bevel, as you can see there. And I might need to just adjust that a little bit. Okay, so let's go back 2 steps here, and I'm just going to go into edge mode and simply just select the edge, and I'm going to scale in just a little bit more there. Okay, and I'll go ahead and just redraw these edge loops. And now that's going to give us a really good beveled edge there, as you can see it. Okay, and we just need to go ahead and scale this dust grade up a little bit here. And we'll just go ahead and place this. Okay, and now we just need to go ahead and work on the front camera portion here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and move this out of the way, and we'll just go ahead and select the entire camera portion here, just deselecting everything else. And we will Control D to duplicate it, Control G to group it. Okay, and we'll just pull it out. We'll go ahead and rotate this 180 degrees in the Y direction. And let me go ahead here into my front view, and we will go ahead and simply just move this over. And I'm just going to hit F there to go ahead and frame in on the model so I can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to try to place this properly. Okay, turn back on my wireframe. Let's see what I'm doing there. Go ahead and scale this down a little bit. And I may have to move this again once I go ahead and do our extrusion right here. So let's go ahead and just grab our border edge here for our front camera hole. Use our extrude tool, and I'm just going to use the scale it in. Okay, push it down so I have a little bit of a bevel here as well. And scale it down maybe a little more. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and push this in. Okay, and go ahead and fill the hole on this as well, and come back to our polygon shelf and just grab our split polygon tool, and I'll draw in my edge loop for this. Okay, and I'll draw in my edge loop here in the middle. Okay, now you can see that we have quad geometry here as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our insert edge loop tool, which can be found under the edit mesh right at the top here. And let's just go ahead and draw this in. And now you can see that that has a decent bevel as well. Let's just grab this and we'll go ahead and push this in. And grab these top verts here. And we will just go ahead and move those up a little bit. Grab these bottom ones, move these up a little bit. As you can see there. Okay, and now we have the front portion of our iPhone pretty much blocked out. All we have to do now is just add some thickness to our glass here. Okay, so let's just bring that back over here, and let's go ahead and start with adjusting the holes on the camera portion here. So let's go ahead and just scale this one in a little bit here. Okay, push that in a little bit. Do the same thing here for what is going to be the speaker box here. And we're going to go ahead and push this in a little bit as well. Okay, and we'll come down here to where the home button is. Okay, and let's just go ahead and extrude this in. Go ahead and push that in. And now I'm going to go ahead here and extrude the entire thing. And I'm doing that because inside of V-Ray, and let me just go ahead and move this out a little bit just so that you guys can see this, of how much I actually extrude this in. I'm doing this because inside of V-Ray, if we leave just a single plane of glass like this, it's not going to give us the illusion of being a very, very thick glass. So I want to actually add that thickness. So let's just go ahead and extrude the entire thing. And I'm not going to extrude in an extreme amount. It's going to be very tiny, as you can see there. And let's just go ahead and add our edge loops for this. And we need to go ahead and add them here in the front portion of the glass. And this is just so that all these holes will maintain their shape fairly well when we go to smooth this and at render time. And we'll just go ahead and add that there. Go ahead and add that there. And come down here to the bottom. And we will add these. Hit 3 on our keyboard just to make sure that this is smoothing fine. And that looks fairly good. So let's go ahead and just move that back into place there. And there you can see our iPhone is completely modeled out. That'll be it for the modeling portion of our iPhone. We will be doing a texturing of our iPhone, and yeah, definitely keep an eye on the website, and you guys can look for that, and once it comes up, go ahead and watch that. I definitely want to give a big thanks out to Ben Tate for allowing me to go ahead and bring this tutorial to you guys. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you learned a lot from watching this. Definitely check out the website at www.mzpstudios.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, or you can go over to 3docean.net and check out some of our models. So thanks for watching, and enjoy.